So, what I mean when I'm talking about transformative coaching is I'm talking about conversations that have impact. I'm talking about a conversation that helps someone shift their sense of reality. We're talking about a conversation where just through conversing, just through language, just through someone reflecting on their life, they can have a profound insight or realization. So that's really what we're talking about here is when someone has a transformation, they're having an insight. An insight is Sid Banks, he referred to insight as just simply a fresh thought. It's just an idea or a new way of thinking that's now become apparent to someone. So insights are the new realizations that someone has. And in my experience now from coaching for a little over 5 years, what I've realized to be the most powerful type of coaching is insight-based coaching. So insight-based coaching is the opposite of information-based coaching. And I'll create a couple of distinctions here for you. There is information, which is just like if you read a book, if you just consume information, there is volumes and volumes of information. Like if you haven't already figured it out, we live in the information age. But the problem, it becomes there is too much information. There is just an abundance of information. So we're literally drowning in information, but we're starving for wisdom. So this is where we need to create a distinction between what does a client need? Do they need more information? Or do they actually need less information? And do they actually just need to see clearer? So this is a distinction that I think becomes really helpful when we're coaching is what does the client need? Like, do they actually need, like genuinely, do they need more information? Like, for example, someone who wants to lose weight, someone who wants to be healthy. Typically, someone who wants to lose weight, they probably don't need any extra information. They probably don't need to read another book. They probably don't need the extra 10 steps. Because when it comes down to it, it's a common fact of reality that there's a couple of things that create losing weight, and that would be exercise and nutrition, among other things. There are other things like belief systems and that sort of stuff. But to keep it really simple, most of what human beings need to stay healthy, it's not rocket science, really. So for a lot of people, they don't need information. So for example, someone who wants to lose weight, they might think, oh, there's some kind of secret myth. There's some kind of secret hidden gem that I haven't caught on to. It's like life is holding back some kind of divine wisdom from me, and I'm just the unlucky one that just hasn't got it yet, right? Now, so there is a difference between someone needing genuine information versus someone who has a misunderstanding, and they actually need to remove the misunderstanding, right? So I'll give you a couple of examples. Let's just say, for example, someone believes that the earth is flat. If someone believes that the earth is flat, they're going to behave in a certain way. They're going to make certain predictions about the way that life works. And all their behavior is going to be dictated by a belief system, by a paradigm, right? So if they believe the earth is flat, they're probably going to be afraid. They won't want to go traveling. There's going to be a whole range of different things that they're going to be experiencing. Now, so that would be an example of you could give someone the 10 steps to traveling around the world, but if they don't believe that you can actually travel around the world, they won't listen to that information. So this would be an example of if someone's stuck in a paradigm that's based upon a misunderstanding, the information you're going to give them is going to be limited. It's going to be limited. So the way to help someone perform at a higher level is actually going to be help them remove any misunderstandings that they've got. In the same way as if someone was wanting to design an aircraft, they're wanting to design an aeroplane, and they don't understand the principle of gravity. Well, they might be really, really good at designing and making things that are made of steel. They might be really, really good at making things that are lightweight. They might be great at manufacturing. They might be good at low cost manufacturing. In fact, they might be the best industrial designer in the world, but if they don't understand gravity or aerodynamics, that plane is not going to take off. So this principle of removing misunderstandings is one of the most powerful principles that we need to understand as a coach or as a transformation professional. I'm just going to use, we call it transformation professional. As a transformation professional, it's our job to help someone recognize where they're stuck inside a misunderstanding. In the same way as if you think that the earth, and they used to think this, they used to think that the earth was the center of the universe. Then as they were looking up at the stars, they were thinking the stars were rotating around Earth. Now, if you thought that was the case, then that's probably going to cause a lot of confusion, right? And it did cause confusion. They were trying to model the stars and trying to work out where they were going, but it didn't really make a lot of sense, right? So they had to invent lots of mathematical equations and trying to fudge factors to try and justify why the stars appeared in certain parts of the sky. But then they realized, the stars are not rotating around the Earth is actually rotating around the sun, and we're in a galaxy that's parallel. So they started to work out, that was explaining why we had a series of misunderstandings. So this is what your whole entire job is as a transformative coach, is your whole job is to help someone remove the misunderstandings. That's your job, is to help someone, is to take them out of their misunderstandings. Because it's those misunderstandings which are causing them to not be able to function in the world. So that's the core part of a transformative coach's job.